Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled The Eternity of Esther and Purim, Part 4. We're trying to make sense of the Rambam, who says that the Megillat Esther will remain during Yom Mashiach, even when others from Tanakh will no longer retain their holy status. And we've learned that Mordechai and Esther are working on Haman in a very special way. Mordechai is bringing him down in the incident with the horse, putting him down, insulting him, and trying to, according to the way we analyzed it, trying to set him off balance, make him crazy. He was too controlled, he was too thought out. And Mordechai tried to push him over the edge, according to our understanding. Esther, on the other hand, is bringing him up to a level, inviting him to the party of Achashverosh. And when she had a double plan, one, of course, to convince Achashverosh that Haman is a dangerous individual, and also to try to set Haman off kilter as well, to go from the depths with Mordechai to the heights with Esther, just to confuse him. Anyways, that's our proposal regarding their treatment of Haman. How does this fit into the big picture of the uniqueness of Esther? So we're wondering about the following, that it's not easy to any group, and even the Jewish nation with the Torah, to find the right balance in dealing with the Torah and the mitzvah. Different groups have different leanings. Some groups have leaning towards God, that everything is Hashem, 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 and they're not so pragmatic, they're not so practical, they rely on others, they rely on Hashem. Hashem is going to take care of everything. And it may not be well balanced. It may be that they should be more proactive, whether it's their health, whether parnasa, whether with defense, and they should be more involved in those areas. But no, Hashem Yazor, Hashem will help us out, everything's going to be fine. Then you have other groups that take everything into their own hands, and they may not be focusing so much on spiritual pursuits, on their davening, on their learning, as much as they should. Yes, they're committed to the Torah mitzvot, it's true, but focusing too much on the pragmatic, it's very, very hard for us to find that balance where we are totally connected to the Torah in its complete way, where every part of the Torah's life is our life in all areas, between us and Hashem, between us and fellow man, between us and spirituality, between us and physically being involved in the tasks down here that the world demands of us, and that the country that we find ourselves in, the place that we find ourselves in, whatever demands of the time, we're ready for the challenge, whatever it may be, taking up arms, agriculture, military, economic, and spiritual, everything, whatever the times throws at us, we're ready to deal with it in a very real and meaningful way through the Torah's eyes. That balance is very hard to find. Groups seem to gravitate to different extremes. During Esther and Mordechai's times, the Jews at that moment, they were assimilating into the culture, and things were looking very bad, and there's a decree against them. Hashem said, forget about it. And their action was amazing. They really went ahead and they developed themselves in all areas. They developed themselves spiritually, having days of fast and tshuva, wearing sackcloth, and really doing serious introspection and being involved in spirituality between them and Hashem. Where do we go wrong? How do we correct ourselves? But it wasn't just a passive approach. It was a proactive approach as well, where they went ahead, their leaders, Mordechai and Esther, are trying to go ahead and see how they can bring down Haman in a very practical and real and strategic manner. And the Jews themselves are ready to go ahead and defend themselves and fight for their lives, and not just say, no, Hashem Yazor, Hashem's going to help us out. They're ready to have an army and defend themselves against the Amalek of the times. And that balance, where the Jews were ready to go ahead and be involved in this world in a very practical, strategic, military, psychological warfare, and be involved in the spiritual warfare as well, focusing on tanis, on fasting and getting close to Hashem with sackcloth and tshuva, that combination really showed a complete connection to Torah. And maybe the kimu v'kiblu that we always talk about, that they had kimu kiblu ba'ava, maybe this is another aspect of it, that their connection was very, very special. It was genuine and it was complete. And maybe that explains at least one aspect of the eternity of Esther and the eternity of Purim. May we in our days be blessed with this complete observance of the Torah in all spheres, and especially now living in Israel, where we are exposed to every area of life, the military, the agricultural, the economical, and international, And of course, everything has to be rooted in Torah. May Hashem bless us with the Chachma, the Bin, and the Dot to observe the Torah in every aspect of our lives and bring Torah into all aspects of reality. Shalom.